Hi, friends. It's Joni with Three Feathers Spiritual Wisdom, here with your weekly intuitive message from Spirit for the week of January 24th through the 30th, the last full week of January 2022. I want to thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing. I really appreciate the support. And the last part of my commercial before we begin with the messages is that look below. I will have a link to my website if you want a personal reading. In February, I'm running a little special, and it's the 30-minute reading for on relationships. And I've got a new deck called the Enchanted Love Tarot, which at some point I will use in our weekly message. I'm treating it like an oracle card deck because the people who have created it have assigned to each card a yes, no, and a maybe. And in the regular tarot, yes, there's definitely some cards that mean yes, but this does it really clearly in what is yes and what is no. So you can ask it questions like, should I propose? Should we move in together? Things like that, and get like that yes, no, or maybe, as well as all the other messages that are tied into these cards, but flavored in a relationship sort of way. So I'm running a discounted special on the 30-minute reading focused on relationships. If that's something that you want, look below. You can book on my website, or you can email me, whatever you want to do. We can do them on Zoom, or we can do them in person at Emerald Healing Arts and Apothecary in Lincoln, Nebraska. Okay, so the other thing that I want to mention is there is a little bit of astrology that I will talk about in this video, but at the end. So if you are interested in what's happening in astrologically, it's only a little bit this coming week. Stay tuned to the end. For our reading, I am using the Jane Austen Tarot deck. And I actually, now that I've pulled them out and done them for this reading, I may also use these cards for the relationship readings, because who who knows better about relationships? Pride and Prejudice. My favorite is Persuasion. So this Jane Austen, good one. For your card that you get to pick, I am using the Metatron, Archangel Metatron Self Mastery Oracle. So, do you want to pick the message from card A, B, or C? Tap into your intuition and pick one. So, before I begin with what the message is, I want to just mention, if you followed me for a while, you know that some of my past messages, if it's been a really interesting or profound, there's a lot of energy in the global perspective, it will come out. Like last week, I really felt the strange energy last week that was building. If you do watch the news, or you at least look at headlines, there's been a number of celebrities and key people that have passed away this past week. Then there may be some kind of skirmish or war breaking out between Russia and the Ukraine. And then there's all kinds of news regarding our government and investigations and things like that, and revelations. So that energy of change and upheaval is still there, and it's coming out. And often it comes out in the tarot. But this week, it does not. I feel like the energy for this week is really very low key, and it's more our own personal work. Okay? So listen to it in light of, how does this fit for me? So the first card that came out is the Seven of Clubs, which in the regular tarot is the Seven of Wands. So it's the fire suit. And it really means we start out thinking or working with a challenge, and maybe even defending ourselves in some way where we're being challenged. We're either dealing with our own challenges, or we're being challenged by someone else. or something else, and we're having to work through it. Okay, I um I asked for clarification on this after all the other cards came out, and the clarification that I got was the Five of Hearts, which in this deck is the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is usually grief and loss. And there are some words on this, and I'll read those to you. And it says, "You pierce my soul. I am half agony, half hope." So, what I got from these two cards is the challenge is our own disappointment and our own loss of something, and either needing to heal it or needing to really look at it and deal with that challenge. But I feel certain whatever this challenge is that you start out with the week thinking about, feeling, it's going to work out. It's going to be fine, because the next card that came out was the Three of Hearts, which is the Three of Cups. And this is about celebration and community. So, what I'm getting from it is these challenges, or a challenge, or a issue in your life, can be helped within the community of your friends, colleagues, maybe other healers or other people that assist you in some way. And there's reason to celebrate when we have people in our lives that help us relieve um, the the challenges or the worries. Um, I really feel that by midweek, you'll have either figured out that challenge, or someone will have helped you, or you're celebrating in some way. So it doesn't stay long, okay? Whatever it is that challenges you at the beginning of the week. And then the last card that came out is the Nine of Cups. And according to this deck, this is Eleanor Dashwood. And I think that's Sense and Sensibility, right? The Dasherwoods. Anyway, Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment and happiness. So some sort of wish comes true. Now, I have to be honest, however, that when I saw her face, and I'm going to hold this up very close, she still looks a little worried to me. It doesn't look all that happy, even though it's Nine of Cups. So maybe what happens is something comes, but it's bittersweet. It is because of someone's sacrifice or having to release something. So it's not fully, purely all happiness. There is something a little bittersweet about it. Okay? I don't know if any of that makes any sense, but I really feel like this is such a more micro message than a macro one that's global and profound. Like, our souls are going to awaken this week. This is really about our personal feelings around a loss or a disappointment, and then coming back from that, because we are resilient. Ultimately, any disappointment and things that we go through are food for our souls and our evolution. And so when we understand that ultimately we are one with everyone else and all else, we can celebrate, and we can come to a place where we're happy despite the challenges that we face. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I just feel like it's a much more low-key week than usual. So, which is fine. Every once in a while we need to kind of rest. Okay, so we have had a moment to pick your card. If you picked A, this is your message. Evolution, birthing the new. So this is what I'm getting off of this card. I don't know if you can see it. It's really hard because of the colors. But there's the female symbol and the male symbol right at the top of the heart here. So you can't determine if the child is a male or female. It's one of those, of course. Um, but what this really feels like for some of you, maybe you are expecting or you find out you are going to expect a new child in your life, and that's awesome. And this child is going to be special. It's going to be one of those children that has a special soul that's coming in to help the world. There's a lot of souls being born and have been born in the past to come in and actually help this the earth evolve and the human species evolve. And if you are not expecting, for those of you who are not going to be having a child or hoping to have a child, this is about your soul's evolution. And you are now really birthing, you're in the process of birthing that new cycle and that new beginning and either that new you. You've taken stock of everything that you've gone through and you realize you have reached a new level of beingness. So evolution is your word this week. For those of you who picked B, you get an awesome message as well. It is healing. Pause to receive. Pause to receive the healing. And there is Archangel Metatron's hand above this person's head and sending healing colors of the rainbow to heal whatever needs to be healed. So I'm really getting the sense that for those of you who picked this card, you do need to pause to receive healing, either through your own connection and meditation with, you can call on Metatron or any of your guides or angels that you do connect with, or you seek out a Reiki healer or some other healer. You take the time to heal your body, your mind, your soul this week. It is a time for healing for you. And you can do it in whatever way that you feel drawn to doing. Okay, so pause to heal. And then for those of you who picked C, you get white, and it is purity and innocence. And what I'm getting off of this, if you can see, there's a diamond and there's like a wing, white wings of an angel right behind it, is that you either need to do some sort of purification of your own system, or home or environment. So, burning sage is good. Uh, Asking for the white light, not the colored lights, but a white light from spirit. I sometimes do this in my own meditation, opening up my crown chakra and inviting the white light of love and healing into my body to circulate, and you visualize circulating. The reason why I think you're getting this non-color of white is that you need a sense of relaxation. Maybe you've been pedal to the metal, and it's sort of the same with the people who picked B, is you need to rest. There's something about also resting yourself and relaxing into a non-color. You know, different colors give us energy or trigger things in us. So it's going into a neutrality that you need to do, which will help bring down whatever stress you may be encountering. Um, And then that, that purification adds the shine back into the diamond. Okay? So you need to clear out some of that stress. And believe me, I resonate with that message myself. So there's the weekly message in your individual messages. Let's just take a moment to talk about the astrology aspects. There's one in particular I do want to hit on, and that is happening on Monday, January 24th. The planet Mars, which is our booster rocket of energy, giving us that fire to go forward, moves into Capricorn. And Capricorn is an earth sign, so Mars will be grounded, more grounded, and more practical. But that energy will still be focused and pushing us forward. So it's an awesome time to get things done. Wherever Mars is going to, wherever Capricorn, excuse me, Capricorn is in your natal chart, is where you're going to uh, feel this, okay? Um, and you'll be organized, you'll be moving something forward, you'll be focused, and you'll be working. It's usually through your own work. It's not like you can sit around, okay, and let something pop up. It's about you doing the work, but you've got the energy and the push of Mars behind you. And for me, as a Leo, that's going to be my sixth house of routines, of health and work. And boy, I'm looking forward to Mars being there. And he will be there until March 6th. So you've got a good 6 weeks with Mars, and that in an area of your life where you need to push things forward. And it will be grounded and organized and focused. The other thing that do want to mention is that on the 29th, Venus turns direct. She has been retrograde for the last, few weeks, since December something. And she will turn direct at 11 degrees of Capricorn. So we're going to have the energy of Mars, Mercury, and Venus in Capricorn. And that will be very interesting. So Venus turns direct. This is good. If you started a relationship while Venus um, was retrograde, that relationship may not work out because it's not a good idea to start new relationships during a Venus retrograde. But it will bode well for everything else that we value. If you want to, spend money on something special, it's a good time to do it when Venus is direct. Okay, so that's the message for this week. I hope you have a wonderful week. I am sending you many blessings. Take care.